Hello students, today we are going to do NCERT Class 8 Vocational Education Chapter 1 Hydroponics Growing Plants Without Soil. I have done question answers from book. Earlier I have posted by making my own questions and answers. Today we will do it from book. So let's start. Activity 1. Field visit to a farm. Before you start, it would be best to visit a place with a hydroponic unit. It could be a large unit or a small one run in a home. You can try to find a hydroponic farmer or home gardener nearly. You can also contact the Krishi Vigyan Kendra KVK in your region and agricultural university, college or a research center. New technologies related to liquid nutrients, use of artificial lights instead of sunlight, stimulating moisture in a dry area, protection from light and wind, control of water supply, etc. Now the answer is the following new technologies were noted. Liquid nutrients, the kind of nutrient solution utilized, the method of delivery such as deep water culture or nutrient film technology, the frequency of nutrient administration and any automation involved. Artificial lighting in place of sunlight, types of artificial lighting such as LED and fluorescent, mechanisms for controlling light cycles such as timers and sensors, and control of light intensity. Stimulating moisture in a dry area. Methods or equipment for preserving moisture or humidity such as humidifiers or misting systems are used to simulate moisture in a dry environment. Protection from light and wind. Materials and designs used to screen plants from too much light or wind, as well as protective structures like greenhouses and shade netting. Water supply control. Water quality monitoring and recycling. Water supply control techniques include sensors, timers or manual regulation. Any further noteworthy hydroponic farming related technologies or methods that were noticed. Okay, next. You can watch hydroponic videos on the internet. Such videos can be searched using the following keywords: Basics of Hydroponics plus School Student, DIY Hydroponics plus Instructions plus Home, Hydroponic System plus Beginner. Try to find videos created by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, or agricultural universities. Your questions to experts may include the following: What are the advantages and disadvantages of the hydroponic system? Based on ICAR and relevant hydroponic specialist information, the following are responses to our queries. Advantages and disadvantages of the hydroponic setup. Advantages: uses less water than conventional farming, 25 to 50 liters for 3 days in certain systems. Ideal for peri-urban and urban farming, it conserves area. Quicker plant growth as a result of a regulated nutrient supply. It is beneficial in places with poor soil or little acreage since it can be done without soil. Increases the output of nutrient dense plants or feed. Lessens susceptibility to soil-borne illnesses and pests. Now, what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages: requires a one-time equipment and infrastructure expenditure. Electricity is required for climate control, lights and pumps. requires requires expertise to regulate the environment and nutrient solutions. System failure risk in the event of a power or water supply interruption. To prevent mold or illnesses, close observation can be necessary. Next question, is there any difference in the method or tools used for harvesting, transport and storage? Answer, variations in harvesting, transportation and storage techniques or equipment. Cutting plants from trays or racks, which may be specially made for effortless removal, is a common step in hydroponic harvesting. In order to preserve freshness during transportation, hydroponically grown plants or feed may need to be packed in moisture-retaining containers. In contrast to crops grown in soil, storage may need regulated humidity and temperature to increase shelf life. Sometimes at the community level, hydroponic fodder systems such as Kambala devices that use maize can be designed to make gathering and dispensing simple. These observations are based on ICAR projects and hydroponics technology advancements in India, such as useful systems created for fodder production, demonstration units in agricultural research facilities, and training courses offered by ICAR and agricultural colleges. See students, here it is aeroponics and hydroponics. Aeroponics is the plants are grown in air without soil, and hydroponics is the plants are grown in water without soil. Next, move to activity 2, growing microgreens for preparing a healthy salad. Microgreens are young seedlings of vegetables and herbs. They are harvested just after the emergence of the initial 2 to 4 leaves, size 1 to 3 inches. Producing microgreens is an easy and quick way of producing healthy sprouts in a compact space. People find microgreens tasty and consume them raw. They use them for garnishing salads, soups and sandwiches. Microgreens are a rich source of vitamins C, E, K and A and carotenoids. They can be produced from various vegetables like cabbage, beetroot, fenugreek, mustard, spinach, coriander and wheat. See, here is the picture of microgreens. You can see here. See, these are the microgreens. Sprouts are different and microgreens are different. These are not sprouts. These are microgreens. Now, the question here is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of growing microgreens using hydroponics? Advantages and disadvantages of growing microgreens using hydroponics. Advantages: microgreens production advantages, room efficiency. Compared to soil-based techniques, hydroponic systems use less room since they use stacked vertical trays. Water conservation. Because the water is recycled within the system, hydroponics can use up to 90% less water than conventional soil agriculture. Faster growth. Since nutrients reach the plant roots directly, growth and yields are frequently much faster. Cleaner produce. Because no soil is used, there is a lower chance of soil-borne illnesses and the microgreens are cleaner and need less washing before use. Fewer pests and weeds. Hydroponic systems reduce or eliminate soil-related pests and weeds, which lessens the demand for pesticides. Now come to disadvantages. Initial cost. Because a hydroponic system requires specialized equipment and infrastructure, setting it up can be costly. Technical knowledge. For novices, hydroponic gardening can be difficult because it necessitates a careful balancing act between pH, fertilizers, and system upkeep. Power dependence. Because the majority of hydroponic systems depend on electricity to keep the lights on and move water around, crop loss may happen when the power goes out. Restricted to specific crops. Although hydroponics is excellent for microgreens and leafy vegetables, it might not be appropriate for all crops like huge fruiting plants or root vegetables without more sophisticated systems. Now let's come to next question. Have you used microgreens? How did you use them? There are two common uses for microgreens. Raw salad. Due to their concentrated flavor and nutritional value, microgreens are frequently used as the primary element in fresh salads. Garnish. They are also used to offer a tasty, fresh and ornamental touch to meals by garnishing foods like sandwiches and soups. Okay, next one. Can this method be applied to all crops? What are the probable limitations of microgreen production? Relevance to every crop. Not every crop is appropriate. Larger plants like fruiting vegetables, tomato, eggplant, root crops meant for mature harvest, or crops with toxic seedlings, example some nightshade family members, are not suitable for microgreens method, but it does work well for leafy vegetables and herbs. Mustard, fenugreek, spinach, cabbage, beetroot, coriander, wheat. Probable limitations. Limited shelf life. Microgreens must be consumed right away or refrigerated because they are perishable and have a brief shelf life after harvest. Sterility is necessary since the damp climate and dense planting increase the risk of contamination, that is mold, germs, etc. Meticulous cleanliness is essential. Market and economic challenges. Consumer awareness, market accessibility, and local demand can all affect profitability. Risk of nutrient deficiency. In hydroponics, it's critical to maintain the proper nutrient balance because any imbalance has an immediate negative impact on plant health. Microgreens are nutrient dense. However, they can't take the place of mature veggies in terms of volume yield for staple diets. Now come to activity 3. Building a hydroponic system using wick method. Plants are grown in microgreen systems for 1 or 2 weeks only. However, hydroponic systems are designed for the full growth of plants. A simple hydroponic system can be made from used polyethylene terephthalate PET bottles. It is a useful way to recycle waste into useful hydroponic planters. On the basis of the activity, respond to the following questions. Which seeds, seedlings or plant cuttings did you use for the system? Answer will be common choices for the wick method hydroponic system include seeds that are easy to germinate and can grow quickly, such as mustard, fenugreek, that is methi, coriander, spinach, wheat, cabbage. These seeds are ideal for microgreens and are well suited to simple hydroponic setups like the wick method. Some people may also experiment with basil, lettuce or chives. Next question. Were you able to observe the soil getting wet in the upper pot? Answer. Most likely restrictions. Limited shelf life. Microgreens must be consumed right away or refrigerated because they are perishable and have a brief shelf life after harvest. Sterility. Sterility is necessary since the damp climate and dense planting increase the risk of contamination, mold, germs, etc. Meticulous cleanliness is essential. Market and economic challenges. Consumer awareness, market accessibility and local demand can all affect profitability. Risk of nutrient deficiency. Sorry students, the page was misplaced. Were you able to observe the soil getting wet in the upper pot? Yes, in a hydroponic system using the wick method, it is generally observed that the soil or growing medium in the upper pot does get wet. This occurs because the wick, usually made of fibrous material like nylon or cotton, transfers water or nutrient solution from the reservoir below to the soil or medium above by capillary action. The moisture moves upward along the wick, keeping the upper pot soil sufficiently wet to support plant growth. This passive water delivery system is a key feature of the wick method, making it a simple and effective way to keep the plants watered without active pumping or flooding systems. So during our observation, you should be able to see the soil in the upper pot becoming wet as the wick supplies water from the reservoir below. This process enables the nutrient solution to reach the plant roots consistently in the hydroponic setup. Next question. List 3 key difficulties you experienced while building the system. What did you do to overcome them? Answer. Wicks inadequate water absorption. Solution. Made sure the wick made good contact with the growing media above and the nutrition solution below by using a thicker or more absorbent wick, cotton rope or strip of fabric. B. A disorganized setup or water leak. Solution. To ensure that no nutrient solution leaked out and the system remained stable, the pit bottle was cut and put together safely and the wick was threaded through the neck. C. The drying out of seeds and growth media. Solution. Ensured that the ends of the wick remained immersed by periodically checking the reservoir's water level and replenishing the nutrient solution as necessary. To minimize evaporation until the seeds germinated, the upper pot was loosely covered. These are the most common issues encountered by beginners and the practical steps usually taken to resolve them in a simple recycled bottle hydroponic wick system. So students, I have completed up to project 3. If you need more, please comment me. You are most welcome to comment me in my comment box. Thank you.